this is something so special, obviously. A basketball life, earning this opportunity. I'm sure it's all been a whirlwind, kind of thinking about what is it like when you think about it in that way, that it's this new opportunity, head coach in the W, earning this opportunity.
I don't know if it's fully sunk in yet, but I know I'm really, really excited. Just getting here, getting to meet people in person, tour the facility, it's just been incredible. So I'm sure it'll sink in more as I go, but just really excited right now.
And what was it about this franchise, the city, the Storm, that when you saw that opportunity, like, yeah, that's the one for me?
I mean, this organization is incredible. There's such a rich history here, tradition of championship tradition, and an ownership group that's really been visionaries, been ahead of the curve throughout all of the eras. And I think when you look at that ownership group, when you look at the front office with Alicia and Talisa, it's a really incredible organization that you combine with the fan base here, what you have in Climate Pledge, what you have with this facility, the players that want for nothing, and the investment that we're making into them, and it was just a no-brainer.
And that's one of those things, even whether you're coaching in college, in Memphis, New York, you always notice the Storm as kind of a beacon in this sport, right?
Oh, absolutely. And this is a basketball city and a women's basketball hotbed.
Absolutely. I want to just go back a little bit. Basketball, obviously, it's a life in this sport. You love it. When did the love in basketball start? Like, what sparked that thing for you?
Moving to the Boston area and in the 80s and becoming a Celtics fan, I think, was the beginning for me. Starting to play the sport a little bit more. I had played soccer growing up, so pivoting to basketball at that point as I became a bigger Celtics fan and I started to play more and play on an organized team at that point, and it just sort of took off from there.
And it's one thing for you, but family seeing this dream come true. What's that been like in the days since this kind of became official or whatever?
I mean, I think that we're all just enjoying it together. It's so exciting. I mean, Doppler's meeting me at the airport. When I went into my legal profession, I never thought I was going to end up here. So we're all just excited and enjoing every moment of it.
We all love that video, by the way.
Yeah.
It was so, it was just a genuine,
I mean, it was great. It was great right at the gate.
How cool is that? And certainly, with you landing this job, there's obviously the cultural significance and what that means to so many people. Again, I know you're focused on just coming in here, doing your thing, but it's impossible to ignore that and what it means to so many. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's really important. It's an honor, it's a privilege, it's a responsibility, and I know I'm a first. I don't want to be the last. So that responsibility along the way of giving everything I have, making the most of these opportunities and opening more doors for the generation that comes after me.
And that's just it too. I'm always struck when there's a special moment like this. That certainly it's for any young person that's hey, Sonia did it, I can do it too. But it's also for everybody else that this becomes more normal, that you're not the last, right?
Right, absolutely. I mean, just knowing that these are opportunities that are available, right? And that's really all you want to do is open up opportunities for everybody and then they seek their path.
I know it's similar to the question I just asked a second ago, but how incredible is that you're just doing something you love, and it can inspire somebody. It might spark a dream in a 10-year-old kid right now. I mean, how special is that part of it?
It's really special. I think I get to do something I love every day, and it's actually a job, which is incredible because I get to coach basketball. And the fact that could impact somebody else that I don't even know, that's a little surreal to me, but it's great.
That's kind of the whole thing with the W right now is it's on the rise. It's been around forever. It is inspiring so many people. You've seen the rise of this game in that way firsthand, obviously, right? And to get this head job at this point and help this Storm take into this new era, that's an incredible opportunity too as well, right?
This league is incredible. I mean, to see the growth of this league as a fan throughout, I mean, I've been a fan of the W since its inception and back in the 90s, and to see where it is now and to see, again, bringing it back to the Storm, being a leader in this league and pushing this league forward, and now being a part of it, it's really special. As
far as this, I know there's so much uncertainty this offseason, right? We just don't know what's going to happen with things off the court, right? But coming into this team at this point, we saw, they took the champs down to the wire in a Game 3. So yeah, I'm kind of pivoting to X's and O's here a little bit here, but how cool is that chance? You see what this team was capable of. You see some of the players that, again, we know there's uncertainty, but it's a really cool juncture to kind of join this organization, right?
For sure. I think that the parts of the fun challenge for me are how can I unlock the potential? How can we help unlock the potential of every single player on this team. And of course, you saw, how good this team was and where they are. And I think just being able to build on that, that tradition that we have here with the Storm is really special.
And when you talk coaching philosophy, that sounds like kind of what it is, being able to unlock whether you're with Memphis or New York, and certainly we've seen the results, right? So what is it about the way you coach or how you talk to players that can help unlock that potential?
I think it starts with relationships for me. So first and foremost, I need to have a relationship with every player, and then prioritizing player development. And for each player, it's going to be different. How you talk to a player, one player to the next. You need to really know each player to know how best to motivate them, to lead them. But also, we're going to collaborate in terms of how we can get that player to reach their full potential. So I think it's really a combination of all of those things.
How has that approach or that coaching philosophy mentality evolved over time from MIT to all the wonderful stops you've done to this point right now?
I think that there's some parts that have sort of stayed the same, and it starts again with the relationship building. I think that's always been a key part of where I start my process as a coach. But certainly I've learned so much about development along the way, and going to the NBA and studying player development there and how advanced they are in that area. It gave me a lot of ideas of what we can do going forward, and ideas that I've bringing with me to every stop I go to. But I think being really intentional, having goals for each player that both make them a better player and also impact the organization and impact winning is the key to all of that.
And again, I hate to ask roster questions because we don't know, right?
We don't know.
But from a standpoint of, you saw this team when you guys went against them, there is that potential there, and there was a lot of talent. What was your impression of that Storm team? And we can hope a lot of those players are back. What was your impression on the talent they had?
Yeah, a really talented team with really, really great support around them. And I think that's been the case for the Storm throughout. And so I'm really excited to coach the next version of this team and get started with that group.
Okay, so let's talk about Seattle a little bit before I let you go.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, you're just going through like the whole car wash today of everybody.
No, let's do it.
From the outside, visiting Seattle as an opponent, what was one thing that stood out about our city?
I love Seattle. So I actually have some personal ties to Seattle. My wife is from the area with her family, so they're all just a little bit north of Seattle in the Snohomish area is where she grew up. So I've always loved Seattle. I've spent quite a bit of time here visiting. We got married here. I love the vibe of the city, the people, the community, the terrain, all of it. I need to get in hill shape to do these walks out here. I'm excited to explore, new restaurants and get to really know more of the community. But it's a fantastic city.
That's so awesome. And with that familiarity of the city, when you guys would come and visit or whatever it might be, what's your favorite thing to do when you're here?
I would say definitely exploring the restaurant scene. Usually we start there. I start there with a new city. But as someone who came in as more of a fan of the Storm. Going to games. Whenever I'm back here in Seattle, I would go to Storm games, go to Storm practices as well. So that was always something that I look forward to as part of my time here. And of course, spending time with family while we're out here as well. And
you've seen certainly Storm fans, how passionate they are, and now you get to be the one to help lead this team moving forward. What does that mean to you? Obviously, this is such a passionate fan base.
It is. It's exciting. You want to be somewhere where people are excited, where there are high expectations, where there is this tradition of success. But there's just so much support and so much joy. And being in Climate Pledge and being around that fan base is a really, really special group. So to be a part of it, I plan to really pour myself in, to the team, but also to the greater fan base and community. And I'm excited to do that.
That's it.